We're going? Hey, everybody, it's 5 o'clock. We're a few minutes afterwards because we didn't know what we were doing. It's time for 3 to 5 things we didn't have time to talk about today. I'm your host, Fred Kennedy, and I went to community college for 4 months. And then I faked a radio demo, sent it to a radio station, got a job, and left. Stay in school, kids. Up first, let's talk about my close personal friend that I have feelings for, Mr. Donald Trump. You know, I'm just going to say this. I used to like Donald Trump. Not in the sense that I ever would have voted for him, but I liked Donald Trump in Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. I thought he was fantastic because I liked that Donald Trump didn't take himself too seriously. And if you've read Howard Stern's Private Parts, which is a fantastic book, he often talks about how he doesn't take himself too seriously, makes a lot of jokes about himself, yada, yada, yada. And then it feels like the character bought into its own hype. It's like the Donald Trump character was like a parasite in Donald Trump's brain, took over and made him evil. According to Hollywood and movies, that's what all parasites do. Actually, I am wearing a Star Trek shirt, so I'll make a reference to Star Trek, specifically Deep Space Nine. The Dax character, the Dax parasite, and those parasites from that particular alien species seem to make people pretty good. Clearly, Donald Trump does not have a Dax parasite. Why are we talking about Donald Trump? Because he said the other day that he wants to take action against North Korea. And everyone is all like freaking out that he's going to take down North Korea. But I think you should be remembering that just the other day, he said he was going to take down big banks as well. I have a theory that Donald Trump just likes to say random things to see how people react. And if they get a big enough reaction, that's what he likes to stick with for a long time. Specifically, the Mexican Wall. Was reading another story that Donald Trump's estimates for construction of the wall don't include any staff to man it or electronic surveillance equipment to be installed on it. So literally, he just wants to build a large wall. Just leave it there, which makes sense in this day and age. However, the thing that he wants to do with North Korea, saying that he's seriously considering military action against North Korea, I think this was just one of the things that he said. And this time, instead of the American populace, namely people on social media who need to argue about everything, didn't get upset. I think Kim Jong-un was the one who got super upset. Because this is the first time since the interview was being released that the term and country North Korea has made it into the Vox Populi. So Kim Jong-un is so obsessed that he is holding massive military parades. He is making large statements. He is doing everything he can possibly do to have people continue to talk about North Korea. He's done all kinds of missile tests. This is the best part about Kim Jong-un's missile tests. He's like telling people, I'm going to launch all these missiles. I'm going to take down the United States. And then only one of the 3 missiles that he test launch actually worked. He was holding a massive parade. One of the tanks broke down in the middle of the parade, and then the tank behind it drove into it, and several people were killed on parade. That's not funny. But it is kind of funny. It's one of those things that's not funny, but you still laugh about it. You know what I mean? So, but this time I just want to focus on something here. I'm going to make a statement. I'm going to say something a little bit over the top. What if we did go to war with North Korea? Like, what if we did? You know, we decide, maybe we'll do it. Would that really be such a terrible idea? Now, of course, it's bad. Of course, it's terrible when loads of people die. And because inevitably, like, millions of people are going to die in the process of this. But what I'm saying is, maybe when we have reached the point where political leaders are only saying that they want to start wars to gain popularity, and these are the people that we voted for, maybe this is the point that we need to have something like this to get our priorities readjusted, you know? The people you voted for are starting wars for popularity? Maybe you are the problem, and it's time to go to war. Let's move on to something a little bit more positive. I feel like in my head that was funny, but then it got super dark. Because it's not that I want to go to war, it's just I want all the people I don't like to die. That's really the point that I'm trying to make. Everyone can relate to that, right? Okay, good. Glad we had that little discussion. Don't ooh Sidney Crosby's concussion. People are all upset about Sidney Crosby's concussion. No, that's not a picture of Sidney Crosby beside me. Might as well be. But no, I'm not feeling bad for Sidney Crosby. You know why? He's made more money in the time I've been on Facebook Live than I'm going to make in my whole goddamn life. Poor Sidney Crosby. Ooh, who cares? Moving on. Now, this young lady beside me, okay? Her name is Yumna Fuad. I don't know really what her name is, to be honest with you. But she has become a bit of a cult hero to women in the United States. Why? Because she finds guys that are really, really inebriated at the bar, goes home with them, gets them more drunk, gives them a massage, and then when they fall asleep, she robs them blind. And then she just vanishes. She just disappears. So when a guy sees her at a bar at another time, he's like, hey, who are you? She's like, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. And the thing about dudes at bars is, dudes at bars never give other dudes the benefit of the doubt. Because all dudes, when they're around a single woman, have this like peacock attitude. They're like, this guy might have a point. They have this mental, you know what, if I fight this guy, I can probably get to second or possibly even third base. That's the way guys seem to be thinking when they're at a bar. I know, because I worked at a bar, and that's what it's like every night. Guys peacocking around, acting like buffoons, and girls don't even care. They just want a free drink. That's really all they want. So if the guys that she's robbing all look like this, I'm not too concerned. Because one of the guys was saying he took $30,000 worth of jewelry from his house. What dude do you know has $30,000 worth of jewelry? Unless he was married, and then that girl took all of his wife's jewelry, in which case I'm totally okay with that. The thing that I would feel bad is like, oh, there we go. Look at that guy's face. Like, that guy's face was my face for most of high school. Like, ooh, don't know how we're going to deal with this one. That's actually the expression I was making when I realized that my bit about going to war in North Korea wasn't working. I was like, ooh, got to pull a pin on this one, Kennedy. This isn't working. Anyways, so this guy right here, if she's robbing guys that look like this, then I kind of feel bad. You know, I'm not gonna take her side. I'm getting a little bit against her at that point. But I'm just gonna make a bold prediction. This guy doesn't have $30,000 worth of belongings, period. Unless you take into account like his amazing collection of Yu-Gi-Oh cards or something like that. Or Pogs. When are Pogs gonna make a comeback? That's something that was... No, don't shake your head at me, Ashley. Pogs are amazing. Pogs is a game of skill. It's a skill-based game. We need more of those. What was the game with the little tops that used to spin around? What were those called?
Remember Beyblades?
Beyblades. Those are Beyblades?
I don't know. Beyblades are the Let It Rip.
Yeah, those Let It Rip. Beyblades. Okay, moving on. Okay. I think this picture is... is it this picture? Okay, here, let's focus on this picture for a second, okay? I didn't get a screen cap. Okay, I meant to get a screen cap of this one, but I screwed up, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. Found out about this girl in the UK. She was conceived with in vitro fertilization, and she found out that her brother is actually her best friend. Like the best friend that she had is actually her brother. Think about that. Imagine that. You're a dude, and the girl that you've totally been friend-zoned by for the last 3 years is actually your sister. And this is the reason I got this guy's picture up. Like, this is the type of guy who talks about how friend-zoned he is on the internet. I don't even know who this guy is, but I'm just going to assume that there's a lot of friend-zone-based posts that are angry on his social media profiles. Like, he's got a Guy Fawkes mask and like a pixelated tie. That's friend-zone material right there. That guy that just found out that the girl he's been friend-zoned by because he was her best friend, and there's all these profile pictures of, oh, my best friend, we're best friends. He is totally J.O.'d to her so many times. He has. He absolutely has. And then he finds out that that girl is his sister? Like, and there was probably here's the thing. Okay, girls. I'm going to let you in a secret of the male mind. When a guy is J.O.ing, he has a specific list of fantasy scenarios that he's concocted in these depraved moments in basements, in his room, wherever he is at any time. And he replays these concocted, perversive, fantasy-like moments repeatedly. Sometimes the scenery changes, the lighting changes, the positions and stuff change. But generally speaking, the scenario remains the same. This guy probably had like 8 scenarios for the girl that turned out to be his sister. Absolutely terrible. Now, I did mention that she probably friend-zoned the guy. I also want to make a good point about being friend-zoned by guys. Nothing annoys me more than dudes who whine about being in the friend zone. You know who's in the friend zone? You. You know why you're in the friend zone? Because of you. Melissa McCarthy has a great line in Bridesmaids. You are your problem, but you're also your solution. If you've been friend zoned by a girl, just leave. Just stop talking to her. Like, don't be like, we can just be friends, because you don't want to just be friends. You don't. And nothing like that's ever going to change. It's always going to be like that. It's never going to magically wake up and go, oh, I love you, I really do. No, you're not. Unless you're 6'4". But that's probably not going to happen, okay? Just going to break it down for you. You're friend zoned, go away. Guys who are friend zoned and complain about it on the internet are no different than girls who continuously go back to guys that cheat on them. You're exactly the same. You are a victim because you're choosing to be a victim. There are victims that are victimized in the world, but being in the friend zone does not make you a victim of anybody but yourself. Let's talk about Wonder Woman, shall we? Wonder Woman will save the DC cinematic universe. I am convinced she has to. I absolutely love Wonder Woman. When it comes to like the Justice League and DC comic book properties, Wonder Woman is right up there with the Green Lantern for me. And so I was very invested in the Green Lantern movie, which was horrible, which really sullied my faith in the DC cinematic universe. But when Wonder Woman came out and Gal Gadot was cast, I was initially a bit upset because I wanted Gina Carano to play Wonder Woman. And the reason for that is Gina Carano used to be a fighter in the UFC. She is a bruiser. If you've never seen the movie Haywire by Steven Soderbergh, I strongly encourage you to do it. Channing Tatum has repeatedly said that there were many times during the fight scenes he had to film with her where he was very aware that she held his life in the palm of her hands. Gina Carano is the real deal, and she would have been perfect as Wonder Woman. That being said, I really think that Gal Gadot looks like she's doing a fantastic job, so I'm definitely willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. The only other person that I think could possibly have done a better job than Gina Carano as Wonder Woman. Oh, where'd my Danny Trejo picture go? I had a picture of Danny Trejo that I was going to put, and it was going to be funny because like, Danny Trejo, Machete is Wonder Woman. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, I really want to see the DC Cinematic Universe work. And that's why I'm so amped up about the Wonder Woman movie, because it looks really good, and it doesn't look like a movie that's mired down in these super overly dark tones. Like the Justice League movie, I'm sorry, it looks really bad. Batman vs. Superman, it was really, really bad. Man of Steel, I can give Man of Steel the benefit of the doubt for being an okay movie, but it wasn't a good Superman movie, at least not to me. You want to watch a good Superman movie, you watch the original with Christopher Reeves, and then you stop it right when Lois Lane dies. That's what you need to do, because that's the point where Superman flies backwards around the earth and the world starts spinning backwards and time goes backwards, and it becomes absolute garbage. But up until that point, it is a fantastic movie. Now, I'm going to make a point here about the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. First of all, look at Christopher Reeves. Like, look at that guy. He is Superman. He embodies the Man of Steel. Absolutely fantastic. And the movies, Superman 1 and 2, were done in one go. They were meant to be filmed together as one part. Like, at the beginning, you see General Zod getting banished into the negative zone, and he comes back. In the second one, they fight, yada, yada, yada. Superman pulls off a seal, and he throws it at him, and it becomes a net. It's ridiculous. It's horrible. But Richard Donner quit with the whole flying backwards around the earth thing. He quit. He left the movie. He didn't want to do that because he said it was disrespectful to the character, and he loved Superman. He grew up loving Superman, which is why it is such a great movie. You can find the Richard Donner cut of Superman. And what it is it's a 3.5-hour movie that is Superman 1 and 2 combined and edited down and filmed the way Richard Donner originally wanted the movie to be made. So take a look for that. Find it. Also, do we have the picture of Michael Rooker when he came in today? Is he on to?
We have a picture, yeah.
Is it up? It's up. Oh, good. Perfect. Earlier today, Michael Rooker came in, and we were talking about Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Looks amazing. Really nice guy. You can watch the interview. Another Facebook Live video for you. Look down. I'm assuming look down. There you go. Right now, give me a call, 416-870-EDGE. I will give you some tickets to go see King Arthur, which I have seen, and it looks really good. And if that movie doesn't get a sequel, Warner Brothers, I am going to be choked, because that movie is like a beautiful setup for a franchise. Like, Guy Ritchie does an amazing job with it, and the second one looks like it'd be so good. Also, I kind of want him to do a Star Wars movie. A Guy Ritchie Star Wars movie would be amazing. So I'll give you tickets for Arthur, Legend of the Sword, and I'll give you some tickets to see Jim Jeffries. 416-870-EDGE. You just have to tell me which one of King Arthur's knights hooked up with his wife. We're done? Are we done?